lovers, how are you guys doing today? So this video is going to be a collaboration tutorial with Melindajoy926. If you guys have not heard of her, I will have her linked down below. She is definitely underrated, deserving of more subscribers. I really enjoy her content. She does tons of reviews, tons of like full collections, and tons of drugstore stuff. If you guys love drugstore reviews, you will love her. She puts out so many videos, and you can tell that she's just such a sweet, genuine person, and she has such a big heart. If you guys know me at all, you know that nothing pulls on my heartstrings more than adoption, and she has adopted 2 children and is fostering one right now, foster to adopt, I believe. So I think that is just so beautiful, and I feel like that definitely says a lot about a person. So I just love her channel. I love her content. I think that she's very, very nice. So I think you guys should definitely check her out. Like I said, she'll be listed in the description box, her channel, her video. So we both decided that we wanted to do a tutorial using the Dream Street Kathleen Lights x Colourpop palette, and we decided to do nude lips. But we definitely kind of came up with different looks for the eyes. I feel like they're pretty different. So this is what the palette looks like. I'm sure you guys have all seen it, but it is beautiful, super easy to work with, and only $16. And you guys, the packaging on this palette is out of this world. It's so pretty. So this is the look that I came up with. It's definitely one of those eyeshadow looks that looks better when you like do this. And I think that's just because I have super hooded eyelids, so like whenever I'm looking straight forward, my hooded eyelid takes away my glitter cut crease. But whenever I do this, I'm feeling it. So if you guys want to see how to get this look, entire full face tutorial, then just keep watching. So I already primed my eyelids with some concealer. I actually didn't set it with any setting powder because I've kind of been going back and forth trying to decide if I like to set or not set. I can't decide yet. I feel like it doesn't make that much of a difference. But the first shade that I'm going to be going in with from the Colourpop palette is this really pretty coral shade right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and like start that off in my crease, and then slowly blending upwards. I think I'm really gonna build this color up because I really want this to show up in the final look. I want it to be a very coral crease. So before I forget, I really wanted to go in with a little bit of tape just to keep that outer corner very sharp. So a little bit lower in the crease, I'm going to mix these 2 brown shades right here. So I'm basically just applying those, and then I'm going to blend out with the other brush because I don't want to bring that brown shade any higher. Gonna go back in with a little bit more coral. Like I said, that's the shade that I want to show up the most. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease. You could use anything that you have, a concealer, like a jumbo eye pencil, anything like that would work, but I'm going to be using the Suva Beauty Hydra Cream Base in Social. I don't think that you can get this anymore, but it's just a green eyeshadow base, so I'm sure that there's something out there that's similar. So this is what I'm gonna use to cut the crease. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with this silver shade in the palette. It's kind of like a silvery blue tone, so I hope that it'll look more minty over this green base. Next, I'm going to go in with this really pretty blue shade right here. Last but not least, I'm going to add this dark matte teal shade right here, but I don't want it to be completely matte, so I think I'm going to mix in just a touch of the lighter blue as well. I feel like this is one of those looks where you have to kind of go in with a wing just to kind of fix up that outer corner and just make it look all like it goes together. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. Okay, so hopefully I don't ruin the look. I really want to try something a little bit different. So I think I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit eyeshadow, and this is the shade Pure Intention. It's just like a glittery pink, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do like that little glitter line. So there's what that looks like. I think it's a really cool little touch to the eye. Just adds just a little something different, and this is a nice little option if you do have any like liquid eyeshadows. You can definitely use them to kind of create that little glitter line look. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye off camera, and I'll be right back. Let's just go ahead and move on to our face with some primer. I actually already put the Glossier Priming Moisturizer Rich on before I started doing my eyes or anything, just to let it soak in, because my face is extra dry recently, which stinks. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the Becca First Light Priming Filter. So I recently tested out the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I thought it was overall really pretty, but it's just a touch too dark for me. So my favorite mixer currently has been the NYX Total Control drops. I have the lighter shade. This is pale. This is the lightest shade I've ever had in a foundation, but it's super, super matte. So I don't like using it on its own, but I really like mixing this in with other foundations because it's a little bit better than adding in a white mixer, because it kind of has like a skin undertone to it. So if you don't have a white mixer completely 100% like mixed in, it can kind of show up on the skin and look a little splotchy, whereas this I feel like ends up looking really nice. So I'm gonna try these two out today. I probably could have added one more drop of the NYX. It's still a little bit dark, but it's not bad. So I'm not sure if I'm crazy about those two foundations mixed together. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look great either. I'm going to use the Kylie Cosmetics Concealer in the shade Pearl, which is the lightest shade. Just been testing this out recently. I don't know if I like it or not yet, but I do like the shade. So I'm just going to put that on the high points of my face, cover any acne, do a little highlighting, all that jazz, and concealing, of course. Go ahead and lightly set just my under eyes with the RCMA No Color Powder. So I accidentally left the brush that I normally cream contour with upstairs, but that's okay. I'm just gonna use my beauty blender. Hopefully it works out. I'm gonna use the Kevyn Kwan Sculpting Cream in medium. Take that on a little eye brush and just try and contour my nose as well. That looks pretty crazy right now, but I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender, and that normally like tames it down so much. And voila, instant nose job. Maybe not celebrity plastic surgeon nose job level, but your local plastic surgeon, at least, right? I'm gonna go ahead and set my entire face now with the Miracle Glow Satin Finishing Powder from Flower Beauty. So let's just go ahead and finish up the lower lash line before we do the rest of the face. I don't know why I'm weird like that. I really like to kind of skip back and forth. It just works for me. I'm going to start off with like a nice big fluffy brush and just go into that coral shade. Kind of start off on the outer third where most of the pigment will go, and then blend onto the inside. I'm going to go ahead and take that coral shade on an even smaller little pencil brush. This is one of my favorite pencil brushes ever. It's the Esum S31. And I'm just going to pack that on and make it darker. And then quickly, I'm just going to take a little bit of that brown shade as well and just do the outer V, or outer corner. I'm going to take that previous brush and just blend. I'm going to take this shade right here, which is called Moony. It's just a pretty highlight shade, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner and my brow bone. I feel like that's not the best brow bone highlight for my skin tone, or even the inner corner. It's just not giving me like the intenseness that I need. It's just not my favorite. So I think for the inner corner I might mix in just a little bit of that silver shade. I'm going to go ahead and add some pencil liner to my waterline and throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so back to my face. I'm going to go ahead and use the Adept Cosmetics Magnetic Face and Cheek Palette. Here's what the outside packaging looks like. I really like the bronzer in here, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with this bronzer right here called Matte. And then just for the heck of it, I'm going to go in with this blush. I don't really use it very often because it's super pigmented, but I'm just going to do a trick I see makeup artists do. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of product, and then before I go in with it in on my cheeks, I'm just going to dab off the excess on my hand. Oh, that's pretty. Going back in with my sponge, my #1 trick, because I always use too much blush. So for highlighter today, I'm going to use Makeup Geek highlight in the shade Glitz. It's just a really pretty pink tone. But before I go in with my face, I think I'm going to add just a touch underneath my brow bone. I'm going to go ahead and set everything with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. For lipstick, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Ludwig from Kat Von D. Just a nice, pretty, brownie nude. And then on top of that, I'm going to use the Kathleen Lights x Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Moonchild. Oh man, you guys, I'm getting like all finished up for like my outro. And I realized I forgot to highlight my nose. Who am I? So this is the final look. I really love how it came out. I think that it looks so beautiful and so colorful, and I just really am glad that this is the look that I chose to go with. I feel like earlier when I sat down with the palette, because this was the palette we had previously chosen, I was a little stumped because I'm kind of over neutral eyeshadow right now. So I was like, how can I make the most colorful look possible out of this palette? And I feel like I achieved that. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial slash collab. Like I said, Melinda's channel will be linked down below, so definitely go check her out. And I think that's everything, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.